I thank the gentlelady for yielding. I just think this is interesting. First, the FTC is asking for your background, and now the ranking member of the Committee on the Weaponization of Government is asking for your sources.
I never asked them for their sources.
Yes,
I
you
did not ask for sources.
Who gave you access to these emails?
Who was the individual that gave you permission to access the emails?
Well, the attribution from my story is sources at Twitter, and that's what I'm going to refer to.
Okay. Did Mr. Musk contact you, Mr. Taibbi?
Again, the attribution from my story is sources at Twitter.
So they did ask for the sources. Joining me now, Margot Cleveland, senior legal correspondent at the Federalist. Margot, sure seems like these people are tyrants.
They are tyrants, and what that clip showed and that whole hearing showed is they don't care about free speech, and it's pretty shocking. Matt, when he was up there, made the point, look, I'm not a Republican. I grew up ACLU liberal looking at free speech, and I think he's shocked to see how no one seems to care.
Margot, I guess this is a different take on this than I've had. I saw those two get up there and speak, and I'm glad they've done what they've done, Matt and Michael, and I applaud them for their work. But I keep coming back to this, hey, I'm not a Republican, I vote Democrat. Well, you're the one who votes for all this. Do modern Democrats not make the connection that they should stop voting for the people that are doing things they don't like? Are they so far gone they don't make the connection? You voted for this.
You know, it's funny because I think that they both actually went from being registered Democrats to independents. So I think that maybe it will have some impact on future voting. But I think that's a great point, that if they're saying, look, I'm not a Republican and the Democrats are the one doing this, you got to kind of rethink where you're coming down on your voting.
You have a piece out called Time is Running Out to Speak Freely About Free Speech in America. What are you talking about?
So one of the things that I've been doing, as well as both Matt and Michael, is looking at what the government has been doing. And they have been funding for the last several years some extremely scary research. They have been funding companies coming up with technology that will basically scour the internet, everything, chat rooms, news sources, the Twitter, social media. And if they find kind of a story starting to develop that is harmful to the United States interests, they are going to go and silence it. And we saw that with the Twitter files showing that we're not just talking about terrorism. We're not just talking about Russians lying to interfere with the election. We're actually talking about COVID. We're talking about things that have nothing to do with what we would historically think of as national security.
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.